Hey guys, the T22TM is right around the corner because it's available in the shop in crates, unfortunately. I did an opening, but unfortunately I had a problem with my microphone. I don't know why, but it recorded me in high pitched. So I'm going to show you I'm going to broadcast the opening of those crates. And after, we're going to talk about the tank itself. So, what do you need to know about that tank? First of all, I know it's labeled as a medium, but it's truly not. You need to play that tank, or at least see that tank like a regular heavy tank. If I had to sum it up briefly, I would tell you it's a WZ113 at tier 8 with a much better gun depression and just a decreased DPM. Unlike World of Tank PC, where that thing has a pretty poor DPM, here in Blitz it's not the case. They climb it up to 2000, which gives it 11.9 seconds of reload, or something extremely close to what we find on the Russian heavy tanks, which once again shows the similarity between this tank and the other heavies of the same tier. For the rest, let's say that you shouldn't struggle either. The average penetration is quite correct, 203 millimeters with your regular, 270 with your gold shell. The average damage is 400, so the same as the one we find on the T-34-3. And finally, we have 7 degrees of gun depression, which is rare enough on a Chinese tank to be mentioned. So with this tank, you shouldn't struggle too much playing on hilly terrains. It's quite comfortable and versatile. Now, for the rest, and especially the gun dispersion, I was about to say depression, but no, dispersion, there is a must-have when it comes to the equipment. You need to use the refined gun, because when you do, you only have 0.32 of gun dispersion, and it's a must-have. Otherwise, you are inaccurate as hell, and it's quite infuriating. It's infuriating to have 11.9 seconds of reload and miss your shell. So please make yourself a favor, play the refined gun. For the rest, something quite interesting to notice with it is that the acceleration is poor, but the top speed is quite correct, which means that you're going to take a lot of time to launch yourself, but once you reach your average speed, you shouldn't struggle and you should be able to take advanced position quite aggressively. So it can be a good idea for you to use a consumable allowing you to increase that power boost by giving it the engine power boost provision or something like this. But the true power of the T22TM is its armor profile. Let's broadcast. Without angling the tank at all, bang, 235 millimeters of raw armor, and it goes the same for the turret. Even if the turret is still quite easy to penetrate if you have 250 millimeters of armor, as you can see right there. If a tank destroyer uses gold shells, they will penetrate, otherwise it's quite harder. So what you want to do with this tank is, when you're in all down and facing tank destroyers, moving backward, frontward to allow the TDs to shoot at this area or even around here rather than this one, because well, here there is a huge easy spot to penetrate for your opponents you got to be careful of. On top of that, you have 2 gigantic cupolas that are quite hard to miss, which are here to counterbalance the fact that this tank is crazy in all down. Now, if you use your 7 degrees of gun depression, everything changes and it becomes really harder to penetrate. But still, you have those small weak spots here and the cupolas, but at least for the rest of the hull, it becomes extremely hard to penetrate. You still have the weak spot, which is the lower part of the hull, and on the sides, if you want to side scrape with that tank, you definitely can, as long as people are not trying to shoot this exact spot close to the turret ring. But the best way for you to understand if that tank is worth it or not is probably taking it on the battlefield. And at the very beginning, you are already gonna understand why I tell you and I stated that this tank needs to be played like a heavy rather than a medium. Just take a look at this poor acceleration. We truly feel more like an IS-3 than any other tanks at the same tier. But once we launch ourselves, you see downhill, yes, we can climb up to just incredible speeds like 45, nearly 50 kilometers per hour. But it's not incredible if we compare to the rest of the mediums. It do be incredible when you compare it to tanks like heavies, but not mediums, which is once again a criteria that make me believe that this tank is more of a heavy than a medium. Now you see that we are playing in all down. This is what you're supposed to do with this tank. So I found this spot right there, and I'm only trying to expose my turret. You're gonna see once again when I poke, if I poke. No, I didn't poke, I shot at the T-43 first. But still, you see that my playstyle revolves on only showing my turrets to my opponents. Here, for example, from a long distance, I'm only showing it. Here on the sides as well, as you can see with the bounces coming in. And now that the Caravan Action 10 is trying to breach out our defenses, I use my 7 degrees of depression to be able to sneak a shell. To be honest, if I played with the WZ-113, a T-34-3 or anything like that that doesn't have more than 4 or 5 degrees of depression, I wouldn't have been able to sting my shell on the Caravan Action 10. But here, I'm just comfortable playing as a Chinese. Usually I don't like Chinese tanks because of their gun depression, but it feels like Wargaming wants to change that right now, and it's for the best. I totally support them on this project. And now you're gonna see the weakness of that tank. The problem is you have a tank that is made for close ranged battle, but at the same time your cupolas are so big that once you fight against something that has a little bit of accuracy, it becomes quite hard to hold your ground. You see, the Action 10 has one of the best gun dispersions ever, and it was not a problem for him to snipe my cupolas. And it can be a shame sometimes when it happens with tank destroyers that are featuring something like 640 alpha damage. Once again, the Caravan is going in and bang, destroying my cupolas. Because all the shots you see right there are going straight into the cupola. I don't see if we can see it because sometimes it's buggy. But here, yeah, you see, no, we don't see it. Ah, come on, Wargaming. Why don't you, why do you mess up the shell mark on the replays? Come on, fix it, please. But basically, I took all the shots directly into my cupola. And here is the big weakness. Your cupolas are just a nightmare to play with, and you're going to be extremely RNG dependent regarding the fact that your opponents will either penetrate or not your cupola. In order for you to know if yes or no, you will be able to sustain your ground. Now, of course, here I took a replay in which I was in the right situation and I had quite a lot of luck. Now we're going to go for a live battle so I can show you in real time my thought process on how to make it performant. So we are looking for, first of all, to stay with the rest of my team, and it seems like they decided to go in the town, so I'm going to follow them. I don't have the choice. But at the same time, we need to find a spot from which we can show only our turret. So how do we do that? We can probably go wherever we want on that map, simply because it's Yukon, and Yukon is known for all of his all-down positions. So what we do is we try to stick forward to get the cap circle. Obviously, if we go on the cap circle, they will have to push us sooner or later. So there we go. Here we are in all-down using the 7 degrees, trying to sneak shot on the AMX. Unfortunately, he pulled back way too fast. After all, with this tank, I still want to be able to fully focus before shooting. But yeah, maybe we can get a taste of the Tiger P instead, can we? Okay, so there we go. Bang, it's starting. Here we go. We stay in all down. As you can see, we are not trying to play too aggressively, and obviously thanks to our mobility we can, so we stay here. Come on, can the Tiger do the mistake of... Yes, no. Oh, come on, Tiger, why do you do this to me? Yes. Woo! Straight in. Bonk. Bonk once again. As you can see, they are bouncing the upper part of my turret. It's of my hull. It's impossible to penetrate me, which is just comfortable and weird, thinking that you're a medium tank, and mediums are not supposed to bounce like this. But hey, I'm not gonna complain. Can we get the AMX right now? No. We gotta move. We gotta move because obviously we are first getting circled, but on top of that, we don't want... sneaky T-34 lightweight to mess around with us. So we're gonna pop some adrenaline right there and hopefully killing the T-54 lightweight before he has time to escape. Come on. Yes, we can. Perfect. Now we have to deal with the AMX and the 252U at the same time. So maybe we want to go on the 252U first because the AMX is quite on a long run on us. So bang, there we go. As you can see, the 400 alpha damage is comfortable for you to scare your opponents, and especially the newcomers like the objective 5 to you. But at one point, if I need to rush him through, I will have to take those shots. So there we go. I feel like it's time for us to play aggressively on the object. Come on, we are kind of in a struggling situation with the AMX, but well, I guess that's the price to pay. Can I penetrate here? Please tell me. Oh, shit. Okay, and now we're gonna struggle, because now there is the AMX and we can't do shit, because obviously with an object 252U camping in the back, this is not the best outcome. Come on, can we maybe do something? Yes, we can. Okay, what I want to do right now is moving, trying to get back to a safe position as fast as I can. I feel like I can handle the object as long as the guy is not trying anything stupid. But at the same time, if the AMX tries something, I'm kind of gonna die. Okay, let's try to see if we can bounce. Yes, once again we can. Yes, we bounced all of them. Come on, bang. We got the AMX. Unfortunately, right now we are in deep shit and we know it. But am I gonna be able to do something against the guy anyway? Maybe. Yes, we bounced him. Yeah, I'm too close to the ground right now. Come on. Okay, we penetrated. Perfect. What we want to do right now is making him bounce once again. So we use the good tactic called putting my gun in front of his, but it didn't work. He penetrated me with gold shell, and that's how we fall. With an object 252U camping in the back, I'm pretty sure if he went with me and helped me killing the object 252U, we would have been able to win. But here, I guess sometimes you have to play with people that don't have a clue what they're doing. Why are you selling premiums to those people, Wargaming? I don't know. At least this game showed you one thing. With this tank, when you're in close range and you try to face against things, you can bounce your opponents. You effectively have an armor that is working efficiently. But at the same time, if you're completely alone, your DPM will not allow you to get out of those situations, and you will probably end up getting killed. On top of that, you need to be extremely careful about your cupolas because they are quite easy to penetrate. But if you take all of those factors into consideration, I would tell you that overall the 122 TM is an extremely nice tank with which you're probably gonna have a lot of fun. But if you already have an Object 252U, a WZ-112-2, or every single good tier 8 heavy tank premium, you don't need the 122 TM, and you would rather spend your money on something else like the new Steer Waffentrag that is coming for the Chinese New Year event. So here is my review, here is my opinion. Feel free to tell me yours in the comments, and I'm gonna see you soon for a new video.